Yeah. Hello everyone. We are going to be solving this question together. It says log having a base of 2, then the argument is 2x as we have here. Then also we have plus another log having a base of 2. It means both logs have the same base, which is base 2. Then the argument for this second log is x plus 4. Then equals 6. So our question here is that we should find the value of x. And how do we go about it? Now we already know that when we have two logs, so having the same base, let's say base b, then an argument a, then we have another log when there is addition between the both logs. So we have plus another log also having the same base b but different argument this time around. Let's use c. So almost the same as we have in the question here. Now we have two logs having the same base b and b but different argument a and c. Now, when we have situation like this, take note of something. When there is positive between the both logs, and also when the both logarithms have the same base. Now, what we are going to be doing is we write a big logarithm having the same base b as they are having now. But this time around, we are going to be multiplying the arguments. That is, we are going to be multiplying a and c, which is going to be a then c. So, and that's what we're going to be applying in the question, because the question satisfies the rule. In the question, we have base 2 here and base 2 here, meaning the bases are the same. That is, they both have the same base, and there is addition. So it means we can follow the rule that we've just talked about. Now let's quickly get that done. So it means this question can be written as log, we have base 2. So what will I do with the argument? I'm going to multiply them together. So which is going to be equals 2x, then multiplied by the second argument is this. So multiplied by x plus 4 equals 6. Now to go further, I need to ensure that the 6 I have here would be written in the form of log of base 2. So that's what we can do now, so that we can compare both the left hand side and the right hand side together. Now, how do I make 6 to be having log of base 2? Now, you agree with me that 6 can be written as log, we have base 2 here, then I can have 2 here, then I will have the 6 here as the power of the argument. Why? Because I can in turn bring 6 back to this side here to have 6 log, we have 2 then base 2. And you agree with me that when we have the same base and the same argument, as in this case, such logarithm becomes 1. That is, when we have log a, then having a base of a, it is 1. It means when I have log 10, having a base of 10, as in this case, it is also equals 1. So anytime we have situation like this, when the argument and the base are equal, it means the answer is 1. So in this case, we have 2 and 2. That is, the base is 2 and also the argument is 2. So which means it's going to be 6 multiplied by 1, which is still what? 6. So it means instead of me writing 6 as I have here, I convert it to, this particular logarithm. That is log of 2 to the power of 6, then base 2. So, and that's what I'm going to be doing now. Let's quickly get that done while I clean this. So we have log, we have base 2 now. Then let me quickly simplify this. We have 2x multiplied by x, that's 2x squared. Then plus 2x multiplied by 4 is going to be 8x. Then equals, then I'm going to be writing 6 in form of logarithm. So it becomes log, we have 2 as the base now. Then we have 2 to the power of 6. So I'm using 2 as the base because from the left hand side, the base is 2. If from the left hand side, the base is 3, I would use 3 as the base on the right hand side also. Please take note of that. Now from here, it is easy to see that I can compare the both logarithms on the right hand side and on the left hand side. So we have log having base 2, which is the same thing as the log having base 2 here, because this is an equation. So instead of me working with the logarithms now, I'll be working with the arguments, because both logarithms are having the same base. So if both logarithm on the left hand side and the right hand side are having the same base, it automatically translates that both arguments are also the same. That is, this is also the same thing as 2 to the power of 6. So instead of me working with the base now, I'll continue working with the argument now, because it is an equation. Now let me continue with the argument. Hence, we can say 2x squared, which is the first argument on the right hand side here, plus 8x equals the argument on the right hand side, which is 2 to the power of 6. So equals 2 to the power of 6. And what is 2 to the power of 6? 2 to the power of 6 is 64. And that's what I'm going to be writing now. So we have 2x squared plus 8x equals 64. You can see this is already giving a vibe of quadratic equation. So we have 2x squared then plus 8x minus 64 equals 0. So we have a quadratic equation already. So let me write the quadratic equation down. We have 2x squared plus 8x then minus 64 equals 0. So I can reduce the quadratic equation so that it's going to be easier for me to do by dividing all through by 2. 2 here is going to be 1, 2 here is going to be 4, while 2 here is going to be 32. So I'll be having x squared plus 4x minus 32 equals 0. So from here, I can now solve the quadratic equation. So we are going to be using factorization method. Now, using factorization method, we have this to multiply this. So it's going to give us negative 32x squared. And what are the factors that I can multiply together such that I'm going to be having negative 32 here? And when I add them together, I'm going to be having positive 4 at the middle. So the factors are, they are going to be positive 8 and negative 4. Because when I have 8 times minus 4, I'll be having 8 times minus 4, as in this case, it's going to give me minus 32. Then when I have 8 plus minus 4, it's going to give me 8 minus 4, because addition multiplied by subtraction will give me negative, as I have here. So we have 8 minus 4, and 8 minus 4 is going to be 4, which I have at the middle. And that's what I'm going to quickly do. So instead of me writing 4, I'm going to be replacing 4x with positive 8x and negative 4x. Now let's quickly get that done. So we have x squared plus 8x, then minus 4x, then minus 32 equals 0. This is called factorization by grouping. So I'll be grouping them into 2. x squared and 8x. Then we have negative 4x and negative 32. Now let's quickly get that done. So we have x is common between x squared and 8x here. So I'll write the x out, then open a bracket. Then I'll be using x to divide each of these, each of x squared and 8x. Now let's quickly do that. X in x squared is going to give me x. For most of us that do not know what this means, when we say x in x squared, it means using x to divide x squared. So I'm using x to divide x squared here. X squared is same thing as x times another x, then divided by x. You can see that this x at the denominator is going to take one x there. So the answer is going to be x, and that's why I have x here. Please take note of that when you are doing yours. Now let's quickly move to the next one. So we have x in 8x now. So x is only going to divide x. We are going to be left with 8. So we have plus 8. Then I will move to the other two, that is negative 4x and negative 32. Negative 4 is common here, so I'm going to be writing negative 4 out. So it's going to be negative 4, then open a bracket. Minus 4 in minus 4x. So it's just like saying using minus 4 to divide minus 4x. So and here you know that minus divided by minus automatically becomes positive. Then 4 and 4 will give us 1. So the final answer here is going to be x. So I have x. So let me quickly clean this up. So I have x. Then minus 4 in minus 32. Just like saying minus 32 divided by 4. By minus 4, sorry. And you know that minus and minus becomes plus. So I have plus. Then 4 here 1 and 4 in 32 is going to be 8. So I have 8 as that. So let me quickly get that done. So we have plus 8, and as you can see, both stuffs inside the bracket are the same, so they must be the same when you are factorizing a quadratic equation. So equals 0. So I'm picking one from the two stuffs in the bracket because they are the same. So I have x plus 8, and I'm picking x and minus 4 outside there, and we have x minus 4 equals 0. And from here it's easy to see that either x plus 8 equals 0, or I say x minus 4 equals 0. That is either x equals negative 8 or x equals positive 4. And so that is the final answer. So the two answers, the two possible values of x are either x equals negative 8 or x equals positive 4. Please do well to like, to comment, and to share. Also anticipate for more videos. You are great.